but what the C++ comment, which was the line comment, also the block comment there. Then
Yes.
I told you that you can use the line comment to do what? Just to comment one line. But if you want to comment more lines, you can use what? The block comments there. You see.
Yes.
So and also it did the display statement, right? So
Mm-hmm.
with the display statement, it display the text. I told you that we can also I told you that you have to know what the cout is doing, what the insertion operator doing, and also how to display a statement there, right?
Yes.
You have to know the cout is doing what. As I told you yesterday, I told you the cout is doing is sending the print command to your computer, or we can say it's sending the display command to your computer. Like it tells your computer that now you want to display a a message or a text there, right? To the
Yes.
screen or to the console, right?
Yes.
Now, also we had what a insertion operator. So the insertion operator is the one that insert the text onto the output console there. So insertion operator is the one that inserting that text that will be inside what? Inside the double quote. You get
Yes.
me? Yeah. So and also I told you about the end line where you put an end line, then your caser will be moving from that line to the new line then.
Mm.
Yes. So also it is the variable types. You see where you have an integer, the float, the string, a character, the boolean. Okay, so I also shown you how to declare the variables there. And I told you to make sure when declaring a variable, make sure you have a variable type, variable name. Then if they say declare and initializing a value, then it means you must give it a value. You see, you see
Yes.
also this example here. So and also there is the thing of declaring a variable without initializing it. We just make sure the variable type is there and also the variable name. And another thing, make sure when you declare a variable, you terminate your line there by putting the semicolon. And
Okay.
about constant also, I told you yesterday that once you put a constant to your variable name, it means that variable it won't change throughout your program. So once you change that variable and you wrote it as a and you declared it as a constant, then it's gonna give you an error because the compiler knows that that variable since is constant is not gonna change throughout your program.
Okay.
Okay. Then now we also did the display statement, the one that I was showing you that we can display the statement with variables there. So displaying the statement with variable, we can just put the C out, then display as many variable name that you wanna display. So it depending on how you wanna format your code. If you want to display everything on the same line, then you can also do that by putting the variable. So remember I told you that the variable name, if you say C out, put the text here and also see the variable name. So this variable name it will display the value that was stored inside here.
Okay.
Let's say you say variable name is equals to 10. Then it means when you display this thing, 10 will be displayed here. You see?
Okay.
Yeah. So from there we also need to cover the input statement, right?
Mm.
So covering the input statement. So the input statement, the thing that we have to know is you must understand what the in and also the extraction operator doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the key. So the in is doing what? Is the one that's sending a command to the computer to activate the caser for user to enter something. So the in is the one that giving a slot to the user to be able to enter anything through from the keyboard there. You get me?
Yes.
So if you want the user to enter anything or something from the keyboard there, then you don't use C in, then just know it won't work out. because the cin is the one that giving the user a slot there to be able to enter that number or a value that the user wanna enter there. You get me?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. That's why it activate the caser. So the activate the when the caser is activated by the cin there, then it will give you the slot where you'll be able to enter a value there. So
Okay.
now, and also you have what an extraction operator. So an extraction operator is the one that do what? That extract the values from the keyboard, right? So what do you mean by saying extracting the value from the keyboard? It just meaning is the one that taking a value that entered by the user through the keyboard. You get
Oh,
me?
yes.
So now let's say cin, we put the extraction operator, we say variable name. So it means the cin will store the value that entered by the user inside this variable name. You get me?
Yes.
That's why here we say it extracts the value from the keyboard. It takes or store that value that entered by the user from the keyboard there.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I can just show you a quick program working out the working out with what with the input statement, and also we just want to also work with those variable types there. Remember, yesterday I didn't show you those variable types there, so you can also do that at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just gonna create a program here. Um, um, okay. Okay, I'm sure you can see any. We can.
Yes.
Uh,
I can see it.
okay. So I'm just gonna remove this out below.
Okay.
So remember yesterday I told you the use of IOStream and also using namespace std, and also I told you why I told you like the program start running in the main function here. You see, this
Yes.
is this is the main function. So once the program start to run, it starts here in the main function. And I told you why here um I told you why here we are returning zero, because we are returning zero because this zero is just gonna, once you return zero, it denoting that your program it compiled successfully there. You get me?
Okay. Yes.
And also the reason about behind this integer there, you see, once you have an integer to a function, it means that you have to return an integer. So there's no other way you can find this thing returning a string here. You see, once
Okay.
you try to return something like a string here, it don't make sense because this is an integer. So once you have a variable, a function type of an integer, then it means it must return what? It must return an integer then.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm just gonna declare some variables there so that we can see what's happening. So now so I can also do this. Né? So remember when we declare a variable without initializing, right?
Mm.
Declare okay, just wait. I'm gonna check up something. So when we declare a variable without initializing it, right? So declare, okay, that's what I wanna do here. Declare a variable without initializing it, right? So it
Yes.
now I'm gonna say string, then I can put the name, right? So I did declare the variable without initializing it. This is the my This is my variable type. String is what? Is a variable type.
Type.
Then name is what? It's a variable
Variable name.
name, right? So
Yeah.
now if we want to ask the user, let's say now we want to ask the user to enter the name, right? So
Yes.
I'm gonna use the remember I told you that in order to display a text to the console there or to the screen, we have to use what? The C out.
Yeah. See out.
Yeah. So C out, the insertion operator there. Then I'm gonna say please enter your your name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I enter the name. So yesterday I'll show you the difference between ending your line or just putting what the semicolon without putting the end line there. You
Okay.
see the difference there. So now I'm gonna see in name. So when I see in the name, it means the name that will be entered from the keyboard will be stored inside here.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't do the thing of when you are seeing here, instead of using extraction operator, you use insertion like this. If you do something like this, it's
It
not gonna
will.
it's not gonna work it out for you. You see.
Okay.
Because the compiler it already knows very well that the in work with the extraction operator. So you won't find it out working with the insertion. Because now if we can also check out the errors, okay. Let me maximize this thing so that once we have an error, you can see. So you see now there's a no match for operator.
Hmm.
You see.
Yeah.
So parent types are std. Those columns then I stream there. So you see this thing. You see once you do that, your program is just gonna fail. The program just gonna fail. So
Okay.
it's a good way when you are using in. Just make sure you put extraction operator there. It's the one. That's why the syntax say. That's why the syntax say. Okay, let me show you. That's why the syntax say extraction operator. It extract values from
Okay.
the PC. So that's why the syntax is saying something like that. So what you session, then it means we won't be able to do that, right? So we're just gonna build this program now. We're just gonna build it. So now it has to ask the user to enter the name there. Okay. Please enter your name. So
Mhm.
after you enter the name, right? Make sure you
Yes.
press make sure you press enter. See, you see after that, you see what's happening. After you press enter so that it can execute the program. You get me?
Okay.
Yeah. So now here we're asking, okay, here we're doing what asking the user to enter his or her name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, here we can see display the 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 input, or you can say display the name entered by the the user. You see.
Yeah.
So now when you display the name entered by the user, you can just say out uh, name Mm, then here I can put the name here.
Okay.
Then we can just enter the name there. So it means now, after asking the user to after asking the user to enter the name,
Mm.
then after that we're gonna display that. So and remember, I've shown you this that you can display you can put the text, then put the variable name, then this name it will display the value that was stored inside of it. So now if I can show you this, you see here, this is where you put the text, then this is the variable name. So this variable name will display the value that was stored inside of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna build a program. Okay. So now it's enter. Okay, can you be the one who's controlling here? Enter the name there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I please have access?
Okay. Let me just. You have to request it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that you can be able to work around.
I don't know if I will have that option because I don't know what's happening.
You can check there. You must have an option to say request control. Option that's showing you have to request the control there before the chats. Before the chats, must have an option that is going to allow you to request control. Okay, if you don't find it, then I'll just do. Okay, just check it first if you can find it. Is it not there?
No, I don't know. I can't see it.
Okay, it's
I'm
fine.
going where they're saying more and then it's saying meeting information device,
Before,
video. Yeah.
no, no. If you can, do you see the
On
chats?
chat.
Do you see the chats?
Yes.
Before, check before chats. There must be an option to control the. It wrote control what there.
No, I don't have it.
Okay, fine. So I'm just gonna take control here. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna enter the name here. After that, I press enter. So you see now, after after entering your name, it say name, then it display that name here. You see, it display the name that entered by the user on that line
Okay.
on that line.
Yes.
So now, if you want to format your code in a good way, immediately after the user has entered the name, so that they won't be close to each other, you can just keep a one line here. So now, if we run our code again, it will be just in a good format here. So, okay, waiting for the output. Okay. Um, okay, so now I'm just gonna enter again. Um, you see, I did see out end line. It just skipped that line. See now
Yeah.
it's in a good format there.
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So that's the reason behind that. So from what we did here, um, do you understand? Do you understand so from what we did?
Yeah, I do understand.
Okay, so we can also do this. Put another statement here of an integer. Then let's say age, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Then now we can do another. We can do another statement where we are asking the user to enter the age. And after that, we do what? We we display the age. right?
Yes.
So um so I'm gonna do it online 17 there. So there I'm just gonna say see out. Please please enter. Okay, I'm just gonna say please enter your
Your age.
yeah. So after that, I'm just gonna say end line. Then after that, I'm just gonna see in age then.
Mm.
Then you know there once we say see in age, it means we stored what? We stored the age that entered that user inside what? Inside age.
That age, yeah.
Then after that, we display the name. So here we can say ask the user to enter his name, and we can also add and say an age. Okay. Then also here display the name entered by the user and age. So here I'm also going to add up the display statements here.
Okay.
So I can just age. uh, then after that, okay, I'm just formatted this. So you see, when coming to formatting your output, you can just format it in anyhow. Get me?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
about the text that are being inside the double quote, you can just format it in anyhow. Just gonna end the line there. Okay, so now it's gonna ask the user to enter the name, and also
Your age.
it's gonna ask the user to enter the age there, right?
Okay.
When it's done, it's gonna do what? It's gonna display.
Display the name and age.
Yeah. So okay, I'm just gonna put it again now. Okay. Then just gonna enter age. Oh, sorry, name.
Your name.
Then age. Then I see name, age was displayed
Okay.
here. So I can tell you this, ne? Always
Mm.
when you are declaring your variable, make sure you declare the variable at the beginning of your program. Don't declare a variable in the middle of your program, like having something like this. You see, I decided later on that we can also have age here. Then
Yes.
you do something like this. You do something like this. This is this is unacceptable. You see,
Okay.
it, it's just gonna work. It's gonna run, but that's not a good formatting of
Okay.
yeah. This is not a good format of writing your code. So when you are writing the code, make sure all the variables are on top there. You get me?
Okay.
Yeah, and also you can find this thing until to see. You can find like for example, let's say you have I just gonna remember what the command is doing. It's just gonna
Mm.
command out line. So when we run the program, the compiler, it won't read what we commanded out there, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
now, if I saw like most of the students they do something like this. They can ask the user to enter a name. Then after that, they declare the real name after this. Then after this, they're expecting the program to work. You see.
Mm.
So now it's like make sure all your variable you declare them on top there because otherwise you'll you can do this mistake of putting the variable below, then putting then using that variable name on top, which is not gonna make sense, because once you do something like this, it's gonna be like now the variable online 14, it is not declared. You get me?
Yeah.
Because the compiler, when it starts to check your program, it's gonna start online 7. You get me?
Yeah, to see if you declare that.
When 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 it start online 7 going down, it means
Mm,
it's gonna stop online 14 now checking like where is the name coming from. You see?
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so it's gonna see where is the name coming from, because the name was not, you see. So
Yeah.
that's why we put them on top there before we can ask the user to enter the name. So we make sure that that variable it is declared. And another thing, when you have a string here, when you are asking the user, it means the compiler is expecting the string from whatever that the compiler is expecting there, it's gonna be what is gonna be a string. You get me?
Okay.
Yeah. So it means whatever that the user will be entered there, it will be represented what as a string. That's how it is. And also when you say age, then in age, then the compiler is expecting the user to enter an integer. If you it doesn't enter an integer there, then it's gonna be an issue. You get me?
Yes.
So now if we run the code, if we run the code, you see what's happening here.
No.
We have
What? Mm,
you'll find out that this the error will be saying this variable was not declared. Okay,
okay.
let me show up this. Mm, okay, error online 14. Name was not declared in this scope. Did you mean this? You see,
Yeah, I can see.
yeah. But if now you make sure the name before you can even use that variable, make sure that variable it is declared on top there. You see, this
Yeah.
are the most of the thing that most of the students they are doing. So now you see. So another thing. Let's say, okay, I'm just gonna remove this now. Let's say we okay. I'm just gonna put this thing back. Remove the age here. Let's say now ask the user to enter the age and the age and uh, name and the age, right? Then the
Yes.
user, when coming to where we are expecting an integer, the user doesn't enter an integer. So I'm gonna show up this thing. Okay. Hey, okay. Let me show up the output there.
Okay.
So uh the name, the name, and also what the the age. So I told you about the age that you can, let's say the user enter some stuff that doesn't make sense, and the compiler is expected the compiler is expected the integers, right?
Yes.
So you see now, and please enter age. I entered this thing, this junk stuff here, but you
Mm,
see the age is just 0.
okay. Yeah, I can see.
It means if the compiler is expecting an integer, please enter the integers. Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
So um Any question that you have about the CO statement and the C in there?
Yeah, I think I'm following so far.
Okay, so if you're following, then I think tomorrow can cover up the operators where I should work with the addition, subtraction, multiplication, the division. You see,
Mm,
here it's modulus. It's just that it's a typo. It's the modulus.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
So we're gonna cover this tomorrow. You get me?